This is me walking through the largest Golden Age arcade on the East Coast that has recently been turned into an 80s themed Airbnb by the owner.
Can we faster than that?
In this video, we'll introduce you to the man who spent 26 years collecting these games, give you a full tour, and show you what it's like to be teleported back in time.
Oh, don't run into a tree.
And spend the night in 1980. When we first arrived, we had the pleasure of meeting the master collector, musician, and host Scott Leftwich.
Everything is definitely authentic, even me.
He gave us a quick tour around, shared some interesting facts about the arcade,
It was an overnight sensation.
and fascinated us with the history behind his insane collection.
This is the first game ever made in history.
But now, let's transport back in time to the 80s. All right, let's go inside. Welcome inside this 80s Airbnb. This is insane. You have transported back to the 80s and it is decorated perfectly in here. So let me show you the details of this place. Over here you've got your bedroom with two twin 80s beds, posters on the wall, and a couple of really neat things like this ET lamp, games, comics, and there's even a little game on your key. They also have a really neat box over here that has old tickets to concerts from all over the place. So this Airbnb is actually filled with a lot of history. Across from the beds is a dresser that you can put your stuff in during your stay, and it has some really cool things up here, including this clock cassette tape phone combo, which is so cool. They've got more games, comics, cassette tapes, a clock. Moving this way, you've got a record player and a cassette player with plenty of choices for music. And then you've got another dresser that you can put your stuff in while you're here with more games on top because there is plenty to do while you're here. Back on this wall, the owner Scott has filled it with every gaming console from the late 70s to the early 80s, and you can play all of them, and there are multiple games for each one. And then right over here next to the bed is a mini fridge stocked with a couple of waters, and then moving this way, you've got two vintage couches that are set up in a theater style, so it's perfect for playing games with whoever you bring along. Right now, he's got out a Nintendo gaming console with Super Mario Bros. On it. There's also a VHS player. If you want to watch some VHS movies, they are right here. I remember those, and I did not care for the rewinding, so glad we've moved on from that. And then one final touch to mention, there is this Return of the Jedi calendar from 1984. Hayden and I love Star Wars, so this is awesome. We love looking through all of the memorabilia that he has here. Every way you turn, there is something new to look at, so we love it. But now, Hayden is going to show you the coolest part of his whole Airbnb downstairs, the 80s arcade.
When you get to the bottom of the stairs, you are immediately drawn to the arcade, but I'm actually going to show you a special little spot over here first. Right here on the other side of the stairs, Scott has put in an authentic jukebox. So while you're here playing games, you can jam out to all of your favorite 80s classics. And then right above it, this computer here is flashing all of the high scores to every game. But back here, this is kind of like the hangout area. As you can see up here, they have a custom side for wieners and losers, which is what they call the arcade. They actually have one Saturday every month. They allow people to come and play games and kind of open it up to the community. And this area is decorated perfectly. There's an old TV playing 80s classics. You've got all this memorabilia on the walls. This kitchen doubles for the events and then also the Airbnb. So while you're here staying, this is your kitchen. You've got everything that you need. That way you don't lose any precious time with the arcade. You can make some quick food and get back to playing games. And a really cool thing about all of this memorabilia in these cabinets is Scott actually said that most of this is his.
This is stuff that I just picked up through my life.
He realized that he had so much that he could really decorate every bit of this Airbnb and arcade to make it a true immersive experience. Now, let's check out the games. There are over 125 authentic Golden Age arcade games down here. So that's too many to show you every single one, but I'm gonna point out some that are very special. This one is called Computer Space. This is actually the first ever created arcade game. And Scott said that they actually have one in the Smithsonian, and then there's this one. So this is just a piece of history. They've got classics like Pac-Man and Galaga, which he said are two of the most popular. Right here to my left is Frogger.
I bought my first arcade game, which was Frogger.
So this is what started it all. And then back over here, he said that the Guinness World Record holder of the score of this game came in and just has set a high score that nobody's going to beat. And then some more of the most popular games here, he said, were Tron, Spy Hunter, and Punch Out, which are on the other side of this room here. A really neat thing about Scott's arcade is he has some really special games that are very rare. For example, Tank Battalion is one of 9 games in his arcade where there are less than 10 of them known in existence. So he literally has 9 different arcade games that less than 10 people in this world own. And that's pretty special. Right here, this game is called Levers.
This is actually the only one in the world. Really?
Wow.
That is pretty special. Not only that it's the only one in existence, but the fact that it works and that you can play, this is pretty special. So we're definitely gonna play this because unless we come back, we'll never get to play it. Just in case you haven't had enough, this maze continues on through this door here with many more games. Some that we're really excited to play tonight are Atari Star Wars, just because we love Star Wars. Right in here, you've got more games. You also have your full bathrooms. You've got your toilet, your sink, and your full shower, so you don't ever have to leave the arcade if you gotta go to the bathroom. And then to finish out the games here, we've got the last room back behind me with a few games and obviously more space. Scott said that this collection is always growing, so it's a really special experience to not only have what's here now, but then to also get to experience more as he continues to expand. So now, let's play some games. You gotta get the green, you gotta get the centipede.
Oh, don't run into a tree.
Ooh, so cool. Nikki and I are gonna compete on Rally X, see who wins.
Bad luck to you. Thank you.
Oh!
Gotta be faster than that.
Dang, you're doing good!
Oh! Oh, you got 300 tail. Eat my smoke.
Oh!
Dang.
Oh, yeah. Game over.
Game over. The score is embarrassing.
Did you win?
5890 to 2600. So I won.
I had him on the first round.
I made it.
Hey!
You're just trying to kill all the enemies. Good luck.
Although we're done playing with the arcade games, we have plenty of fun up here with all of these console games. So,
Let the fun continue.
you're doing good.
It is now time to retire the ponytail and head to bed. Like we're bunk buddies tonight.
That's exactly it.
Is there a power button?
There should be. This is a 90s kid's attempt of starting a record player. Nikki and I were born in the 90s, and so this whole experience was really like a museum, a time machine that we got to go back and experience really what we have heard from our parents all our lives about their time growing up. And so this really is a special place to come and be hands-on in the 80s. If there was something that you saw throughout the video that maybe brought back a good memory, we would love to hear about that. You can comment down below. We would love to know. And we have to say, as amazing as the arcade is, really what's up here and being able to stay here, that's what really gives you the full experience.
I have to say, I'm pretty sure this is my favorite Airbnb we have done thus far. And the reason is because Scott is an incredible host and has done an amazing job setting up this Airbnb. This room is in his home, but everything is super private. You have your own entrance. You're in your own part of the house, separate from everything else. It has everything that you need. Your own private kitchen, restroom, living space, bedroom with comfortable beds, and entertainment that you can have for days and days. You can stay here an entire week and not even get through half the games that he has here. So yes, it is an awesome private stay. That's amazing.
If you want to stay here yourself and go back in time to the 80s, we will leave a link to this Airbnb in the description below. That way you can get to it easy. If you're a host with a unique and amazing Airbnb that you would like us to feature, you can go to journeymore.com and fill out the contact form. We would love to work with you. And if you're new here, we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. But for now, come journey more with us, and we'll see you next time.
So this history is actually filled with a lot of history.
So this history is filled with a lot of history.
Sticks.
Sticks.
Oh. Now we play some game.
So we'll have to...
Is this Sears magazine from 1984? Yes. Fall edition. Fall and winter. Loaded with things from the 80s.
Maybe not.
And you know, we've had some young people come here and they do this.
I'm glad we're old enough to know that that's not how you do it.
Well, you know, I might have
thought maybe?
potentially. I've been like, Hayden, it doesn't work.
Oh man, yeah.